welcome Shabbir here from Edukemy. Small conversation with all of you because many of you have been reaching out, talking to me and asking me, sir, how to prepare geography? And particularly for those who have been struggling with course completion, struggling with answer writing, and some of you of course are studying on your own also. It's perfectly fine, you can get the resources and you can study, no problem. But what should the approach be? पढ़ने का तरीका क्या होना चाहिए and what should be the priority areas in study? So I'm just talking to you and I hope I make some sense in whatever inputs I can give you. One is, in recent years, you will realize that geography's pattern, the type of questions they ask, is changing every 5-6 years. And that's true even for GS for that matter. If you look at the questions of GS or in geography, 2013-14 was like a watershed. The questions dramatically changed. And again, a change happened during 2019 and 20. And the pattern is such that it's not always possible to anticipate कि क्या पूछने वाले हैं and you can accordingly prepare. So the approach I'm suggesting is, number one, make sure that you study all the topics of the syllabus. At least make sure you have covered all the important applied aspects, all the important conceptual aspects, and there could be some topics maybe here and there if you think you can't get material. But in geography वो इशू होता नहीं है. Invariably all the topics are available. Either वीडियो से मिल जाएगा आपको या फिर बुक से मिल जाएगा या मटेरियल मिल जाएगा. Now एक और strategy lot of institutes are talking about and even students say that we must prepare more on physical geography and not on human geography. Some say no, we must study more for human geography and less of physical geography. Physical geography is more straightforward, physical geography is more defined, structured, so it's easy to prepare. Others say no, human geography से ज़्यादा सवाल आते हैं तो उसको prepare करते हैं. In my opinion, ये दोनों debates are not of much consequence. Reason being, the question pattern has changed towards asking more applied questions. And बहुत सारे ऐसे questions हैं जो applied नहीं भी हैं, उसमें भी आपको applied dimensions लिखना होगा. Okay, when I say applied means what? Basically, some answer that has some discussion along with current affairs around you, issues related to floods around you. So you talk about Bangalore floods. Issues related to droughts around you, so talk about droughts in Africa or parts of Central India, parts of Western India. अगर questions कोई पूछ रहा है about landslides, तो make sure आप उत्तराखंड के बारे में बात करें. अगर सवाल पूछे जा रहा है on cyclones, तो make sure you talk about the latest cyclones जो अभी आपका चल रहा है along the coast of Bengal, Andhra and so on. Issues like food security, hunger, disparities. अगर पूछा जा रहा है questions on trade, transport, talk about the latest projects, which is again maybe the freight corridors or the golden quadrilateral or some investments for the port. अगर geopolitics पूछ रहा है तो लेके आओ Indo-Pacific, bring in the conflicts of West Asia, Israel, Hamas, talk about the importance of Iran in the rimland strategies. तो ये important approach है. See what happened earlier was, आज से 4-5-6 साल पहले, the questions largely were from the set pattern of questions जिसमें कि किताब पढ़ के काम बन जाता था. या फिर आपने कोई मटेरियल देख लिया, you have some booklet, some material which probably written in a more easy, lucid way, आपका काम बन गया. But now the approach is different. In fact, I will demonstrate this to you. अब देखो question paper 1 का है and look at the questions, and this is the question paper of 2023. Okay, look at the questions. Okay, paper 1 में question पूछा गया है, is asking us explain the process of soil enrichment and its impact on food production. Soil enrich कैसे होता है, क्या होता है, बताइए with food production. So maybe mulching techniques, organic farming techniques, biofertilizers techniques, talk about crop rotations which are in practice as a part of organic farming and EM pranam techniques, आप वो डालो आप. Talk about Kisan card. So most of the students tend to ignore this or have a passing reference, that's all. Look at this question. What are the environmental implications of economic geology? अब question देखने में तो it is the set question, but the question is so obvious. Environmental implications, economic geology. Economic geology is mining. Economic geology is construction. Economic geology is tunneling. Economic geology also includes whatever discussions we may add about coastal modifications. Think of the SEZs that we are developing probably as a part of Andaman Nicobar. उसमें geological impact क्या हो सकता है because of those kind of ventures. So which means your answers must include current examples and as a case study discuss those. Look at this question. There's one question that says, what are the causes of origin of local winds? Discuss the significance in prevailing weather and climate of various regions. कि local winds का reason क्या है और बताओ वो कैसे climate को impact करता है. So I would expect that you talk in the context of some recent developments. Local winds that can impact floods, droughts, cloud bursts. Local winds आज के डेट में loo and heat waves आ जाता है. Local winds, you can talk about blizzards, snowstorms, and how they impact parts of even Americas, in the US, as far as Texas also. So अगर आप ये relationship establish नहीं करा पा रहे हैं, you'll be in trouble. Okay, then, and even questions like, conceptual questions, geomorphology, like define peneplains and describe the features associated with peneplains under different geomorphic cycles. इसमें भी आप उठा सकते हो peneplain examples from Indian context. Telangana plateau, Bastar region, parts of Bundelkhand region, examples of peneplains हैं, which have not been completely flattened right up to the base level. आप समिंदर सिंह का किताब पढ़ेंगे, the lot of peneplain discussions are around the Belan basin, ये part of MP है, which he has surveyed extensively. आप वो डाल के बात करो. Okay, questions like give an account of marine resources and how has marine pollution affected the resources. So the focus approach should be, you should cover entire syllabus of geography. जितने भी keywords हैं, कितने भी important terms हैं, concepts हैं, वो आप cover करो. And then study those with current examples. Study those with discussions, with case studies. I know I might sound a bit immodest here, but I must share this. कि one of the important innovations that I have brought into geography study is studying through case studies. In fact, last 2 MSP programs में हम लोगों ने पूरा पढ़ाई examples through regional maps किया था. There have been some of the students who have qualified and got very good ranks from our institute, and they repeatedly say that ये map based regional जो discussions होते हैं, they are very very mark fetching. Students getting, यही फर्क होता है. People ask me what makes a student qualify and get as much as 290 marks, 300 plus marks. The answer is they use lot of current based examples, lot of current based regional maps and case studies. So आपको with case study पढ़ना होगा. Unfortunately इस type का पढ़ाई कोई किताब में होता नहीं है. Even the material that you are seeing around you, they are not designed according to the development of the approach in UPSC in recent times. So study with case study is a very important aspect. Lately, because geography में there are a lot of applied questions, a lot of questions which are based on current affairs, खासकर development issues, there are 5 areas you must focus on: trade, transport, environment issues, regional planning issues, and whatever issues can come up on topics like agriculture, industries, and so on. I repeat: trade, transport, regional planning issues, development, issues related to industries, agriculture, and of course whatever you can for environment issues also. होता क्या है, these kind of topics का कोई एक proper किताब नहीं है. There are books, but very high level books which are research oriented, which not recommended. But questions from these topics come from pure current affairs. आपको मैं पढ़ के दिखाता हूँ. This is 2023 का paper. Questions like prospects of urban expansion in the context of urban fringe in developed and developing nations. So problems and prospect of urban expansion is a very current topic. Then think of this one. Question like, how can sustainable land management harmonize complementary goals of environment, economic and social opportunities? Or a question like, describe the concepts of planning region and how economic and environmental factors are important in creation of such regions. Paper 2 mein, look at the question. It says role of Indian Earth observation satellite technology in forecasting disaster management, forecasting weather and disaster management, or the impact of National Green Tribunal Act 2010. What are the challenges caused by solid waste in metropolitan regions of India? Indian pharmaceutical industries and their movement from volume to value leadership. Examine the role of petroleum energy on international geopolitics. Features of India's trade policy. Quality of urban planning, urban environment, big cities, and changes in the biophysical character. Explain the characteristic ecological significance of Eastern Ghats. India's poultry sector, the fastest growing in the agriculture, examine its opportunities and challenges. Why are critical minerals essential for economic development and national security of India? So these kind of questions, so minerals, trade, transport, environment, regional planning, issues related to infrastructure, road, communication, ये बच्चे छोड़ देते हैं either because they can't connect with geography topics or because इसका पढ़ना बहुत diffused है. And I think I am one of the very few teachers who emphasizes this. A good part of the class of the course is dedicated to these kind of topics. तो इसको आप ignore ना करें, and answers on this has to come from current affair based developments, current affair based programs. आप इसको ignore ना करें. So when people promote too much of only physical geography, the standard static type, or people promote only human geographical thought, static type, it's a very wrong approach. I don't think for the next couple of years, geography will come out of this. ये जो approach है geography में, it is a very recent trend. 80s and it शुरू हुआ है, where geography is used for development, planning, solving human problems. ये तो approach ही है. This is also called as part of our regional development paradigm in geography. So don't ignore this part of the preparation in geography. अच्छा, एक और important aspect of approach should be, देखिए, on one hand, we talk about course completion, syllabus completion. But when I say completion, the completion is not simply कि आपने वो topic पढ़ लिया है. The completion happens best when you have done 4 things. 4 things क्या है? Number 1, वो concept समझ लो. और समझने का तरीका could be any class, any booklets available, it could be any type of material you can lay your hands on. The second, समझने के बाद में how to write it in proper contextual language, proper geographical type of terms and concepts. उसके लिए आपको books खोलने पड़ेंगे. There are a lot of institutes हैं, बच्चे भी हैं who recommend to study from booklets. Booklet based study can only be good for revisions. You have institutes coming up with a summary of 1 year's current affairs. Trust me, reading from those booklets is very difficult because the story is missing. It's a very bland bullet form of presentation. What is missing is the larger picture in terms of how things are impacting. वो missing और सब कुछ डाल देते हैं bullet form में. I tell my students, think of you're watching a movie and enjoying it, and somebody giving the gist of the movie in 7-8 point bullets. That's the problem with the booklets. So I recommend you must read reference books. You must refer to certain case studies coming out in journals and magazines. Yes, that takes time, and that is where I think a teacher's role is very important. जो टीचर है वो आपको गाइड कर सकता है कि क्या आर्टिकल पढ़ें, क्या नहीं पढ़ें, किताब के कौन से पैसेज और कौन सा पैराग्राफ पढ़ना है. I have spent my last almost 15 years teaching from the textbooks. I open up your R.D. Dixit, open up Geomorphology by Samindra Singh, open up Human Geography Majid Hussain, and you study from the books itself. So students must keep their books handy. So ये जो idea है that the material is the best, the booklets can be replaced by class notes, absolutely no. Even हमारे case में जो हमारे जो notes होते हैं, they will have the page number references of the booklets also. That's a very important approach. The third very important, first I said, have a sense of completion of the syllabus. And doing this, you must read whatever you can to understand things. समझने के बाद में I said, third thing I said was, refer to the proper books, proper articles. The fourth very important thing is, map those concepts with current affairs around you. Map those concepts with GS concepts around you. That's where in newspaper reading, current affairs, I think one of the advantage I have as a teacher, which over the time probably has benefited me, is I also take a lot of GS topics. मैं ही environment पढ़ाता हूँ, I teach topics of IR, I teach topics of social issues, because geography has these topics. Geopolitical geography, we have social geography, cultural geography, inequalities, development. It's a humongous part of geography. So when I'm teaching these in GS, somewhere the current affair based approach comes natural to me. And I'll recommend students भी यही काम करें. आप लोग proper current affairs के साथ में content को map किया करें. And then of course, the answer writing. Now answer writing के लिए one important necessary condition is the notes that you have made or whatever you have read, you should be able to memorize that. आपको याद होना चाहिए. Analogy में बोलता हूँ, think of a chef. A chef is making some important or some nice dish. The chef must know where are the ingredients, where are the condiments. मसाला कहाँ रखा गया है? टॉप शेल्फ में, बॉटम शेल्फ में, साइड में, कहाँ पर तेल रखा है, कौन सा तेल रखा हुआ है, वेयर आर द स्पून्स, लैडर्स, कढ़ाई कहाँ पर है. अगर आपको पता ही नहीं है वेयर आर दोज थिंग्स विच विल गो इनटू कुकिंग, आप कुकिंग कर ही नहीं सकते हो. So a lot of students, while they understand the concepts, उनको समझ में आ गया है, शायद किताब भी पढ़ लिया होगा, लेकिन उन्होंने याद नहीं किया है. They are not memorized and they can't recall and reproduce the content. And see, this is a strategy not just for geography, it's also for GS. तो आपको ये बार बार रिवाइज करके याद करना पड़ेगा. Okay, so memorize things, and for memorization, I think I am among some teachers, and not the only one, who insist so much on summary writing. I think in old Rajendra Nagar and in the Karol Bagh ecosystem, if anybody can take credit for developing the concept of synopsis writing and summaries, I think I can do that. Of course, it's now a very popular concept. Okay, it is being used by a lot of institutes also now, but that's a very important strategy. So no, the preparation for geography ho, GS ho, it is complete course completion, it is reading proper books, it is mapping with current affairs, and conscious effort to remember and to recall whatever you have read. In fact, starting last year also I've started this, I'll do it more earnestly. I'm thinking of some kind of revision sessions which we will incorporate along with our test series and MSP and enrichment sessions. क्या ये बैठे हमारे साथ पूरा रिवाइज करिए, revise the whole book and recall the whole content along with me. That is largely the approach that you have to follow. And you're all welcome to attend our sessions, you're all welcome to sit through some of our classes to understand how geography learning is done. So as a part of approach in geography, आपको terms पता होना चाहिए, concept पता होना चाहिए, along with their current affairs पता होना चाहिए, and in answer writing strategy that I have evolved is what's called a storyline development. ये आप ऐसे में भी यूज कर सकते हो. Take up an idea, take up a topic, take up a question and build that into a proper story first. कि पहले मैं ये बोलूँगा, then फिर ये बोलूँगा, then this idea, then this idea. I'll put a diagram there. Once storyline is done, then you can start actually populating those content. So you can reach out to me. My phone number is 9868424660. 9868424660. आप मुझे WhatsApp पे मैसेज डाल दो. If you have any queries, I'll reach out and I'll try answering your questions. And I do interact with students and keep sharing on our official Edukemy Telegram channel. हमारे यहाँ पे 3-4 channels हैं. One is general channel, one is for geography environment alone, one we have for economy, one we have for current affairs. We also have for answer writing. आप वहाँ join करो. I'll be there talking to you. You can ask whatever doubts you have and I'll try to clarify it. So I hope this video helped you. Any other questions you want me to answer, you can please type down in the comment section. You can reach out and ask me and I'll be trying to be there to help you in your preparation process. Thank you all of you.